speak to a man who knows Carsley very well. Former England midfielder Lee Hendrie joins us live now. Hi there, Lee. It was a slightly awkward post-match news conference, wasn't it? And just to repeat what he said, I'm sure you heard it there as well, but hopefully I'll return to the under-21s. But what do you think he meant by that?
It's a good question, really, Hayley. I mean, automatically you're asking the question of, are you wanting the job? And I'm not saying he's sitting on the fence there, but I think he's got to protect himself a little bit because, he had such a great reign looking after the under-21s. And now he's in a key role where he's going to get looked at, he's going to get scrutinised, he's going to get judged. And I think he's pretty clear what he is in his mind, what he wants to do. He wants to take the England job. There's no doubt. He said there, there's no better job in the world of having unbelievable players to work with, and obviously an opportunity to go and win things. I think this is his trial. There's no doubt about that. Let's be honest. It wasn't great last night. He knows that. The players know that. But I think, listen, if he's been given an opportunity to take the job, I'm pretty sure that Lee Carsley will want it. And I think he's having to just protect himself a little bit at the moment. And that's why he's saying, I will end up going back to the under-21s eventually.
Would you not just come out and actually just say it, though?
Yes. Well, I think that's what we wanted him to do, didn't we? We wanted to just say, yes, I want the job. I mean, why he's not, I don't know. Whether there's something more behind the role that he's playing. He said that he's got that sort of period of time where he's in charge, he's taking the reins. Listen, I'm pretty sure that there's no doubt in my mind that he'll want the job. Why he's not coming out and saying, yes, I want the job, I can only presume that he's looking after his own interests of where possible it could go next.
How damaging do you think that result was last night? First two games, everything looked rosy.
Yeah, do you know what, Hayley? I was at the game last night. I was fortunate to be invited there and watch the game, and it was one of them where, listen, the way I look at things, we are quite easy, as a nation, as fans, to criticise people straight away. Let's be quite honest here. If you get a team sheet rolled out an hour before the kickoff and you look at it and you see the likes of Cole Palmer, you see the likes of Phil Foden, Bellingham, Gordon, Saka, all of these players that we have been screaming and shouting for to get on the football field, we would have, I'm pretty sure 90% of the people would have gone, wow, that is brilliant. We've got these players on the football pitch. This, for me, was a brave call from Lee Carsley. And we want someone who's going to bring something different. We want something, yes, we want to see performances. We want to see it all coming together and we want to see it clicking. This hasn't happened as a nation under Gareth. Yes, we all criticised that he was very defensive. He had his own way. He had his own style and philosophy. Lee's bringing something different. So, for me, yes, the performance was nowhere near what we wanted to see. We wanted to see goals. We wanted to see our flamboyant players expressing themselves. And I don't think they did. So, we have to start looking at the players, not sort of pointing the finger at Lee Carsley because the performance wasn't right. He's picked a team that he believes that can go and win the game. And unfortunately, it just didn't click. I'm not a big fan of this false nine. We've seen Bellingham maybe playing in that role. We've seen Anthony Gordon playing the 21s with Lee Carsley as a nine, as a false nine. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm really not. Not when we've got players like Solanke and Watkins who can certainly come on and make an impact or actually have an opportunity to play through there. But I like the fact that he tried something different. I really did. It didn't work. We go again on Sunday, and that'll be his style, and he'll be talking to the players what they could have done, what they could have done better. I mean, the fact that, was it a 25-minute sort of build-up that they worked on in this formation? These players know this formation. All the top clubs have played with false nines. There's no doubt of that. So it's not like it's just been thrown at them and said, go on, you go and play. We're going to play with a false nine. They know exactly what they're doing. They didn't perform for me in my eyes.
Lee, let's just listen to what Carsley said about the formation and the team that he selected then.
With the players that we've got, I think we've got to be courageous at times with our our systems. I could have quite easily have gone, with a recognised 9, we had 2 on the bench, but I thought it was important to try something different. I want to attack. You've seen the teams play. It's something that's really important to me. And with that, you do lose games. You do lose some games. It's not ideal, of course it's not, but with that mentality, I've found that, I definitely win more games than not. I never at any point thought, that I've got it cracked. It was a case of, let's try something different. And I'm happy to take blame for that. It was totally my idea. I thought about it long and hard in terms of how it might look, how we might build, how it might feel.
Would it be fair to call this a bit of an experiment, the way that you lined up tonight?
No, definitely not an experiment. With the players that we've got, that is that challenge. That is the challenge to try and find a way to get our most attacking players on the pitch. It probably didn't come off tonight. Well, it definitely didn't. But I don't think we should roll out, having that opportunity to try something different.
Yeah, do you think, though, actually, Carsley should be maybe just applauded for... he tried something new, or was it just a mistake?
No, I think he should be. I think we've all been crying out for this, haven't we, to be quite honest. I think this is what, again, it annoys me at times that, we criticise people for trying things quite differently. As I said, that team sheet, when I seen it, I was like, brilliant. I love the fact that we've got a lot of attacking players on the pitch. There's a lot of young players there that certainly are coming into the fold that Lee's worked with the under-21s. And I like the fact that he did that. It wasn't, as he said, it's not an experiment. He knows that this is how football play. This is how we get our expressive talent on the football field. And this is how, as he said, we will win games eventually. But I think this is something new that we've all seen, and I'll say it again. I think it was brave from Lee to go out and try that different formation, that different style. Listen, it's not going to appeal to everyone, and it certainly won't because of the performance wasn't great. But I'll say it again: the performances from certain players, stemming through the team, there wasn't enough good performances yesterday that you could have. If a handful of them perform yesterday, I think we go and win the game. But it wasn't to be. I think from Pickford all the way through the team. You probably single out maybe Bellingham for his work ethic and his goal, but by that there wasn't enough good performances for having the quality that we've been screaming and shouting for to get on the football field.
Were you screaming and shouting for Ollie Watkins, though? Should he have started? Obviously, you're a former Villa player. If ever there was a chance, he was going to get a chance. It would have been with Harry Kane missing, but still not started.
Yes, I was screaming and shouting, and eventually he did get on. And, again, I have to say that, Ollie's been brilliant last season. He's been brilliant this season again for Villa. He leads the line well. He's a great example of what I think we need in this England setup at the moment. I think with the pace and the quality that we have behind a centre forward is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. I felt that we were just missing that focal point, to be quite honest, and that's why I'm not a big fan of this false nine. I just don't think it either clicks into place quite easily, as we have seen at times. Man City was someone that jumps out of my mind, where they had to play with a false nine for quite some time. But, they work week in, week out on trying that formation and that formula. But, Lee Carsley will know that he's tried something. I just think that this was a great opportunity for Ollie Watkins. And, I know we criticise Harry Kane. It does show that, he is a big player in this England setup because he does occupy centre-halves. And that's where I felt that the centre-halves for Greece had it a little bit easy for me. There wasn't enough movement off the ball. There wasn't enough runs in behind for the talent that we've got on the pitch that certainly could have caused Greece so many problems.
They want to cause Finland a lot of problems. That's what they've got next away. Does Carsley resort back to using a centre forward? Because they need a win, don't they?
Yes, and I think he will. I really do. I think he'll go back to a centre forward. Who he picks, he's got whether Harry Kane's going to be available. I'd love to see Ollie Watkins certainly given an opportunity. I know that he would probably suit playing in this style. As Lee said, he wants to get the attacking players on the pitch, so I think he will resort back to a centre forward. I think, he's obviously sampled playing with that false nine. It hasn't quite worked. There's no doubt of that. So now I feel it is all about getting a centre forward back on the pitch, someone that's going to give us something to go by. And I think we will see players, sort of, I think, engage in that a lot better. I just felt that he was screaming and shouting, as I said, for a centre forward to come on. And I was, I was screaming and shouting when Ollie did come on the pitch. And ironically enough, we seen Solanke and Watkins partner up. That might be another solution. This is where Lee's trying different things to maybe what Gareth did. And he's probably got an opportunity to go and do so.
3 games down, 3 more to go, of course, Nations League matches. There's a long break before these World Cup qualifiers. Does the FA need to take their time before appointing a permanent successor?
Yes, we need to get it right, Hayley. That's the thing. We've gone too many tournaments and almost got there, and the heartache and the failure of not actually getting over the line, and we are so close to doing so, aren't we? And I think Gareth, lots of credit to him. He set a platform up of players that he's worked with. A stability of now being a team that we can certainly go and win things. This is where they have to get it right, and this is where I think it was a good appointment bringing Lee Carsley in. He's worked with a lot of players. He's been brave enough to bring some of these youngsters in that probably haven't featured as much, which I think is a key call. So they have to get it right. They really do, because we have to start winning things. We can't be going through other tournaments, almost getting there, and then it's a failure at the end, because I think now's the time where we have such fantastic players that we see week in, week out playing at club level. Now it has to come to the forefront of international level, and it comes from selecting, whether it's Lee Carsley and given the opportunity to take on that role, or they go and bring someone in and they have to make sure that they have to get it right this time.
Bukayo Saka, he obviously came off with an injury last night. Not sure whether it's too serious. He was hobbling when he left the stadium, and player welfare, obviously, really highlighted at the moment with the amount of games that these players are playing. Should he be rested for the next game, even if he's fit?
Listen, I'm all for players getting rested. It's a relentless season, isn't it? And I think, we've got plenty of players that can fulfil Saka's role. Listen, he's been fantastic for club and country for me. He's a super player. But I think, any slight niggles, this is where it has to be looked at. I'm sure that Lee will be looking at that and thinking, well, listen, there's someone that can fill that role where Saka plays. There is, because we've got enough talent out there. We've got enough talent that can come on and play in them wide areas. So yes, I'm all for that. I think when players have niggles or slightly tired, I think they have to be rested, because it's a long season ahead.